What's going on, folks? I got a viewer request video here for y'all today. I'll be checking out Time Requiem with the song Reflections. I think it was a viewer request several months ago for the song Grand Opus by this band, and we got a request for another one from these folks. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this out. And like I said, this is a viewer request. This song was requested by this ranger right here. Thank you. And without further ado, let's give it a listen. Rangers, go.
Songs of life, hypnotize, and still will make my promise. Embrace the sun and light. Spoken words of sacredness as you run for truth and find the key that will be blessed by moments of forever. You
Wow, wild song. I love that ending. It's kind of dark, and the way the keyboard is kind of hitting, and the heavy guitars with the symphonic. It just has a really, really cool vibe there at the end. Clearly, the highlight of this song, the keyboard. Holy moly, the keyboard work in this song is just bonkers. I mean, absolutely insane. Just wow. I was just so enraptured by the keyboard in this song. I mean, the crazy solo work and just all the melodies, and I mean, just everything the keyboard related in this song. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I just was in awe of the keyboard work here. Incredible, just absolutely incredible. Another thing I really loved about this song too was the bass work here. Really neat. I love like when the during that whole extended kind of keyboard solo there in the bridge area. The bass is there. It's kind of like keyboard and bass, and that was just really, really neat. I love the way the bass was kind of had this groovy sort of rhythmic vibe behind the keyboards, and then the bass even kind of got to shine a little bit after the keyboard solo and stuff. There's a little bit of a groovy bass solo in there. Just the bass was so tight, and combining that with like the awesome keyboard solo and stuff with the bass sort of grooving behind it was just really cool. Really, really cool. I just thought that was so tight. The symphonic elements in the song really add a nice grandiose aspect, and I thought it was utilized beautifully. And the guitar riffs had kind of a heavy sort of chugging kind of vibe to it, and just added almost a darker sort of backdrop to the song, which was neat. It was a really cool element on top of just like the grandiose symphonics, the kind of sweeping, wild keyboard elements, just having that heaviness of the guitars really kind of balance things out and create just a really neat dynamic throughout the song. And the vocals were really great too. You know, it's interesting, like with the vocal melodies, it's like the vocal melodies were never meant to kind of outshine the other elements in the song, primarily like the keyboard. It seems like the keyboard was meant to be the star of this song and really create all of the intricacies and just all of the focal points of the song. And the vocal melodies were good, but they were never like just so it just never stole the spotlight. And I don't think they were meant to, because it's like the chorus wasn't just this like overly sweeping, melodically catchy chorus or anything like that. It was like the vocal melodies were solid and were there, but again, were never meant to overtake the musical, the instrumental elements of the song. So that was interesting as well. There was kind of like there's a supporting feature to the song, and it worked like it did, because you could almost take away the vocals and just have like an instrumental, killer instrumental song, but the vocals add like a nice added element to it. So it was just really cool the way it was structured, and I think it was designed that way. The vocals were really solid, and again, I like the melodies, and again, the vocals and the vocal melodies also, I think, contributed a little bit of a darker element to the song, a more like kind of ominous aspect to the song, just the way they were delivered and the way that the melodies were designed. So you kind of have the vocals and the guitar providing that darker aspect, and the symphonics, the grandiose aspect, and the keyboard is kind of what is taking the listener through the song. It's kind of like the lifeblood of the song, and then the bass, of course, just doing some awesome groovy stuff in there as well. So yeah, it was just a really interesting interestingly structured song. I know there's much better ways of saying that, but So yeah, it was just cool. It just had a really cool vibe and just incredible keyboards and just instrumentals and yeah, I mean I really like the vocals as well. So yeah, really impressive stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this. So thank you so much to the Ranger who requested this song. And let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What do you think of this one here? Are you big fans of Time Requiem? Let's talk about it. And I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.